Hi folks. Well, recently the South Koreans have announced their desire to go whaling in their coastal waters. And upon making this announcement, it invoked and it infuriated the anti-whalers all around the globe. Now, prior to this incident, I thought that we in the United States had the most biased, slanted, and one-sided news media. But upon this announcement, the Australians who are waltzing with Matilda down under have proven to beat the American news media in that area when it comes to reporting about Sea Shepherd and anti-whaling. One of the news outlets in Australia conducted an interview. That's what they did, kids. And I have this interview link in the description. Click on it, but bring it to about the 3-minute mark. Because that's where the good captain, the cult leader, dear leader from Sea Shepherd appears. That's where it is, kids. And all throughout this interview, he keeps invoking the Japanese and Japan. Now remember, it was South Korea said they were going whaling and infuriated New Zealand and infuriated Australia. Where's Japan in this mix? You can't find it? The good captain did. Now the reason why he keeps invoking Japan throughout this interview with the newsreader is because it illustrates two things. Number one, his deep-rooted hate for Japan and the Japanese people. Number two, but which I really think is number one, his desire to get money from his suckers around the world. These emotional wrecks around the world who in the darkness of their hearts harbor a hate for Japan. And this issue allows them to masquerade it behind the anti-whaling issue. And that's why he keeps throwing up Japan. Purely for money, purely for hate. Now in this video, the newsreader asks him a number of questions. And his answers would definitely prove that this gentleman happens to be reality challenged. He has difficulty with reality and with the truth. That's it, kids. Let's go over some of those points, some of those illustrations. He says in this interview, the reason why the South Koreans made this decision was because Japan must have had something to do with it. What are you, nuts? The last people on earth the South Koreans want to be seen cooperating with are the Japanese. Then he also said that Japan pushed South Korea into going whaling because the Japanese whale meat market needs the meat from the South Korean whalers. Wait a minute. But not too long ago, you told us that the Japanese had tons of unsold whale meat in storage that they could not sell. So why would they want to complement that unsold whale meat with whale meat coming from South Korea? See, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. And the newsreader in Australia did not challenge or question any part of that ignorance. He also claims that Iceland and Norway only go whaling because of Japan. Hello? Iceland and Norway have been whaling long before they even knew there was a nation of Japan. Then he mentions something about there's a court case going on in an international court with Australia and Japan in reference to whaling in that make-believe whale sanctuary in the Southern Ocean. And the newsreader asked him if Japan would adhere to the verdict when it is announced. And the good captain says, "What are you, nuts? They're not going to adhere to any verdict. But it does not matter they do not adhere to a verdict, because I, with my rust-bucket garbage scows, my minions, my coward girly men, Sea Shepherd, we're going to stop the Japanese no matter where they go whaling. Yeah, that's us." See? Then he was asked if he was going to go into South Korean waters. His answer is irrelevant. I'll give you the answer. No. They're not going to go into South Korean waters because they're cowards. They know if they take those rust bucket garbage scows with the trust fund babies on board, those rust bucket garbage scows will not be leaving South Korean waters. And they know this, and that's why those vessels will not go into South Korean waters. See how easy that was, good captain? I helped you answer that question. But here's a good, this is good. Well, we have to stop whaling, so says he, because 90% of the original whale population has disappeared. Yeah, they've been harvested and murdered. 90% of the original whale population. And once again, the Australian newsreader did not challenge this. How does he know what those numbers are? Whales have been around for 5 million to 10 million years. Does he know what those numbers were a million years ago, let's say? That it's been depleted? Where does he get these figures from? But he wasn't challenged because they were busy waltzing with Matilda. Then he says, hey, if you stop the Japanese from whaling, the South Koreans will stop it, Iceland will stop it, Norway will stop it. You see, you good folks in the land of the rising sun, Nihon Koku, you're probably going to say what I'm about to say. Really? Machikayo! You did not realize you had that much influence over those nations, now did you? You stopped the whaling and the whole follows your lead. God bless you. I'm certainly glad dear leader of Sea Shepherd pointed that out. Alright folks, Australia, I don't know what to say to you good folks that you're stuck with a lousy news media, worse than the lousy news media we're stuck with here in the United States. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya.
Ha 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 ha!